Yo, what's up, everyone? I'm currently at Sea Caucus right now, waiting for the train. Check this out; it's pretty cool. Pretty cool spot. But yeah, making this video because I was really inspired. I was watching this video on the drive over here by a lady named Vanessa Lau. I didn't even know who she was, honestly, but it was really inspiring to see how open she was about her failures, and it definitely hit home when she was talking about like her people pleasing tendencies and how she was able to. It was inspiring. Made me Reminded me of not falling to the trap of people pleasing and like being addicted to the likes. On this journey, lately I've been doing a lot more content, and sometimes you feel like you have to be on all the time or you have to say the right thing. But she was just so vulnerable, and that was super inspiring. She was just talking about how she made millions of dollars, and obviously I haven't made millions of dollars yet, right? But it was like every single time it was like, oh, I made $100,000, and then I was like, oh, I need to make more money, and then I made 150,000, and it's like, oh, I need to make more money, and then 200,000, and it never ends, right? And then she said you fall into the trap of you end up just spending a lot more money, like the more money you make, and then you try to buy a bigger house, you try to buy a nicer car, you try to go to nicer vacations and things like that. And there's definitely a trap to that. Um, yeah, so basically, I wanted to make this video because it. I'll just kind of tell you my version of this, and I have 16 minutes before the train comes, so I'll talk for 16 minutes. But essentially, what happened was, when you're in tech sales, you start off as something called like an SDR, which is like a sales development representative. So you're making, around like average salary, like let's say in New York City, the average salary is like 89,000, right? And then once you get there, then you start seeing all these people that are making like a lot of money, right? Like people that I was working for have made like $1 million. Maybe most, like not every year they make $1 million, but anywhere from half a million to like $600,000 a year. And you're like, holy crap! Like I need to get on that grind. And then you work really hard, and then you realize that these people are much much older than you, so it's no use in comparing. You also realize that um, everyone has different goals, right? Just because this one person wants to make $500,000 a year, you look at their life and you're like, hey, like, do I want the same life that they have? And some of these people that are making $500,000 a year, like, have good lives, but some of them, you look at them and like they're gaining a lot of weight, or you can see that they're not happy, like they're working like crazy hours, right? And then you're like, oh, well, I don't want that. Like, I'm not trying to live a life where I'm not happy, but I'm making, $500,000. So what's the trade off, right? It's like, is it worth it to make 175,000, but you still have a normal life? You have time for the family, the wife. You have time for being able to do hobbies like go to CrossFit. So it's always a trade off, right? When I was making 270,000 a year, I was miserable because I was working at a job where I was working from home. So I realized that I need to be in a place where you're in an office. So that's like a non-negotiable for me now, right? Like being in the city, working out of a WeWork. But so you have to figure out, what is that for you, right? Is it um, working 30 hours a week, but you make 150K, So once you figure that out, and this sometimes it takes time to figure out what you value, right? But one good way to look at it is, what will you do if you didn't, like, what will do you do for free that doesn't pay the bills, but you really enjoy doing? That's half of it. And then you have to figure out, like, what is something that society is willing to pay me for, right? Like because yeah, you could do something that doesn't make any money, but you still need to pay the bills, right? This is called ikigai. So the second portion is, what is society willing to pay me? And then the third part is what I'm actually good at. Because we can really like something, but we're not good at it. That kind of doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So if you guys haven't done the Ikigai before, Google it. It's Ikigai. Oh wow, this is like one of the most amount of people I've ever seen during a live stream. How's everyone doing today? What's everyone up to? So I'm at the train station. You can see here. Let me just flip the camera so you guys see what I'm seeing. So this is like a big hub that goes into New York City. It goes into like a train station that usually is a lot more packed, but I'm going at a weird time because I just got done going to the gym and doing some wellness related things. But yeah, so think about like what makes you happy. Think about the activities that bring you joy, and think about what type of people you want to be working with, right? Do you like working with like educators? Do you like working with younger people? Do you enjoy being in an office? Do you like working from home? Is there flexibility, you know? So a good way to go about it is create an Excel sheet and all right, let me go down. So you create an Excel sheet and then you write down what are like my top values and then you rank it from 1 to 10, right? Like do you like work life balance? Do you like having really smart coworkers? Do you like a product that is meaningful, right? There's all these little things to consider. And and then once you figure that out, then you like think back to like what are the memories that brought you the most joy? Like what are the things that like like if I was to look back at my career, like when I was at LinkedIn and I was leading in front of a room, doing a panel discussion or helping with diversity inclusion events or creating the men's group was like really rewarding for me as well, right? So think back to what are some of the memories that you have really enjoyed that you that you'll always remember for the rest of your life, and try doing a lot more of those types of activities, you know. So that's one way to look at it. Oh, there's a lot more people coming in now. And another way to look at life is think back to, oh, here, let me just show you where I'm going. All right. So this is where I live, right? I take the Jersey Ave right here, and then sometimes I park at New Brunswick, and then Edison, Metro Park. So I'm all the way at this part called Secaucus Junction. So I just have to take a quick train, and then I get into Penn Station right here. So that's where I'm headed to next in 10 minutes. I guess one of the trains just got in. That's why it's pretty packed right now. It seems like. But we're still a little bit early, and I don't want to sit and stand in the cold for too long. But so maybe I'll head down and like, maybe I should head down just in case. Thank you. A random thing of gum, icebreaker gums there. So, anyways, as I was saying, think back to the things that like bring you a lot of fulfillment and joy, and okay. Oh, oh, let's check this out. Oh, you can kind of see, you can see New York City back there a little bit. There's yeah, you can't really see it that far, but there's the World Trade Center over there, and then you can see that's this area is like towards Central Park area over there. Whoa, what's this? Huh. See what this is about. Before the advent of railroads, New Jersey to Philly included two ferry trips, stagecoach rides on rough country roads, the rustic country inns. A bridge was completed. Oh wow, into 1830s. Interesting. A caboose. Huh. The early days, the women's clubs fought for cleaner, safer railroads, more hygienic passenger cars. They also gained to oh, so I guess it was super dirty back then when they used to dip into the water. Chatham. The needs for Pennsylvania's black diamonds for every railroad built across the country. 125 years, the untold millions of coals were hauled. Oh, cool. The whistle stop, designated when the train came in on flag signal. It's used by campaigning presidential to seek votes. Whistle stop. Ah, the blizzard of 1888 proved how people completely depended on railroads. Deep snow stopped everything. No train arrived. Oh wow, that was meters followed into the North Jersey Pine Barrens. Hmm. Between 1835, a wood burning. Hmm. All aboard. What is this? Down by the station, farmers. Huh. So the train will get here in 5 minutes. Here, I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. Eight minutes. It's a little behind, I guess. Anyways, before I got distracted, yeah, I was just talking about how Vanessa's story was really inspiring because she talked about, um, when she would go to these conferences. Vanessa Lau was her name. And when she went to these conferences, she would meet people like Layla Homozy and Kobe Sanchez and these people who were making like millions of dollars like every month. And she would compare herself to them, even though she was making pretty good money. I think at the time she said she was making like $1 million a year. But she would compare herself to other people, and she would like have imposter syndrome where she would feel like, oh, my YouTube channel, I hired like a consultant, and then she didn't even realize who she was anymore because she was trying to game the algorithm, and like all the thumbnails were created by her team. So she felt like it was like really inauthentic, and she couldn't even um, recognize her anymore. So that was really inspiring message to be able to um, learn from other people's mistakes, to not be so attached to like what other people want you to do, and just be able to like speak for yourself and be able to think for yourself without external factors, without other people impacting like what you want to do in life. So that was a really good message. And she was very vulnerable and very authentic as well. Like she was talking about um, how in the beginning, she was happy because she had a whole team of people, but then after a while she had to be like a manager, and it was very stressful because other people's salaries depended on her, and she wanted them to be her friend instead of being like a good manager, she wanted to take care of her employees, and sometimes, it sounded like that made her really uncomfortable. So good lessons all around. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Just wanted to do more of these live streams, and hope everyone has a good day. So cute. So cute. Oh my god, so cute. The farmers unloaded fresh market produce on their platform. Factory workers, traveling salesmen, scheduled for local theater, strings of